The reproduction of this content is not allowed without the express written consent of EBH Fitness LLC.
I'm Dr. Timothy Hoover, and on behalf of my co-host, Dr. C. Victor Herbert III, we're taking it to the house. Yes, I said we are taking it to the house. We've been off air for a minute. We're working on restructuring, rebranding. We want to listen to the people. We have heard the people, and we're really trying to polish this game up and make it a better product. What are we going to do? Well, we want to interview people. We want to talk about politics. We want to talk about sports. Sports is our premise. That's what we're all about. But it's not just all sports. We want to talk about political indifferences, social injustices. We want to talk about what's hot. And we certainly want to hear from you from our many platforms, whether it's Facebook or X. Please hit us up. Talk to my co-hosts and myself. Who are we? Who is taking it to the house? Well, our producer, Steve Howard. You got myself, Timothy Hoover, and then we got C. Victor Herbert III. We're really just fans. We just love talking sports. My co-host, he's in DC. He's a Baltimore Ravens fan, but we're both based out on the West Coast. And you see behind me, I'm a Laker fanatic. We're Dodgers. We're USC. We're West Coast biased, but we try to be fair. We're prior military. We try to be fair. We try to recognize all things that are good. Our producer, he's living in El Paso, but he's a fan of the Boston Celtics. He loves the San Francisco 49ers. Who would have knew? But that's okay. We represent all things. And champions, one thing we want to recognize and we want to crown them. In the words of Denny Green, we want to crown their ass. So if we review, we go back, we want to talk about the NFL. Yeah, it's over. And there are some people that the NFL got over too soon. But we want to recognize the NFL champions. That's the Kansas City Chiefs. They ran it back. They were chosen as underdogs in the NFC, excuse me, the AFC Championship and the division round. They used that as a chip on their shoulder, and they told everybody, no, don't be disrespecting us like that. We are the champs for a reason. Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelsey, Andy Reid, you guys, just the three of y'all alone should put fear in everybody else's heart. And Andy Reid, I believe he can draw a play up in the sand and put it out there, and they could execute it. And then on top of that, Patrick Mahomes can have the play, but he can be off script and do whatever he wants to do. But in this case, it wasn't about Patrick Mahomes. It's really about their defense. Their defense won the game. And so go to the AFC Championship, them against Baltimore. Baltimore should have won the game, but they lost their identity in the middle of the game. Yeah, they had a new coordinator. Lamar Jackson, he was doing so well, and then they stopped doing what got them the lead and what would have won the game, which was their identity is running the ball, run the ball, pull down, read one, read two, Lamar, go. And you didn't do that, and so therefore you lost the game because you put it back in the hands of Patrick Mahomes. More than likely, you're going to lose. Like I said, Andy Reid, they just executed, and Patrick didn't lose the game. He just didn't lose the game. Their defense really showed up. And then the 49ers in the Super Bowl, you did the same thing in the Super Bowl. You stopped running the ball. Why? McCaffrey was doing it. He was getting chunks at a time. And I thought you guys knew that, saw that, and was going to exploit it. And then you didn't. And it didn't help to miss an extra point. You go to overtime, and who didn't know the overtime rules? Well, I know I didn't know the overtime rules, but I'm just a fan. You as players, you as coaches, you need to be prepared for all contingencies, and you weren't. Kansas City Chiefs were. So we want to recognize, taking it to the house, we do want to recognize the Kansas City Chiefs as back-to-back champions. And then you want to celebrate, man, we want to celebrate with you. Come on, fans. Come on, fans. Can we not celebrate in peace? Come on, Kansas City fans. Act like you've been here before. You have a couple of other times. Come on. Where people are getting trampled, people are getting hurt, people are getting shot. Embarrassment and embarrassment to those who have done it before, to include yourselves, and they couldn't even celebrate it with you. And that's what they wanted to do, was bring it to the streets. And as fans, hug your players, recognize your players, and let them take the helmet off, see their faces, see their families, see the joy on them. And then the Kansas City Chiefs, as an organization, couldn't celebrate that with you because of a couple of knuckleheads. It's too bad. But we're gonna wrap that up with the NFL talking about Kansas City. Man, I'm not gonna bet against you, and I believe you guys can run it back. Who's gonna be your opposition in the AFC? The Bills? No, I don't think so. You went to their house and you beat them. Lamar and the Baltimore Ravens. That is yet to be seen. But Kansas City, I expect you guys to do it again. We're gonna come right back. We're gonna talk about the NBA. Be back in a minute.
Why would I throw in the towel? I just got on my bag. I don't make no mistakes. I'm coming for mine, and there ain't no one taking my place. Listen, I've taken some L's. Yeah, that means I lived and I learned. Now I got some money to burn. Why would I throw in the towel? I just got on my bag. I don't make no mistakes. I'm coming for mine, and there ain't no one taking my place. Listen, I've taken some L's. Yeah. That means I lived and I learned. Now I got some money to burn. Why would I throw in the towel? I just got in my bag. Slow the stars, what they calling out. I don't know what they talking about. This Usain back in Rio went 3-0. He immortal now. Look at him, I see a lot of eye. A little sluggish getting off the line. As soon as I hit my big strides.
Well, this is my wheelhouse. I love the NBA. I am a Laker fan. Was born a Laker fan. Will die a Laker fan. But it's really not about the Lakers. Matter of fact, they got two stars in their team, and it's just not enough. Their stars are averaging over 20 points, and AD is talked about as a defensive player of the year. And then we got LeBron, 39 years old and still averaging over 25 points, 35 minutes a game, if not more, depending on the situation, and it's still not enough. I'm not even going to talk about the Lakers again. I might. That's my prerogative. But I really want to talk about the East. Uh, Steve Howard, he's a fan of Boston Celtics, and they look formidable. They really look for real. First of all, let's look at it. Embiid, reigning MVP, he's hurt, may not come back. So Philadelphia, not really a threat. You got Milwaukee. Okay, I want to say they need probably another year to get it together to what Dame and the Greek freak Giannis Antetokounmpo. I think they can do it, but not this year. However, they're turning the corner. When I say turning the corner, what did they do? Well, they were losing. They were losing bad. They weren't playing defense, and I'm talking about the Bucks. And now the Bucks are playing defense. And what's the difference is they're switching now on defense and they're stepping up, and so they're making it harder. They can score. The Bucks can score, but can they shut anybody down? So if anybody is going to be a threat to Boston, it's probably going to be Milwaukee. Milwaukee can score with Boston, but they don't have the bench, nor do they have the. I'm talking about Milwaukee doesn't have the bench, and they don't have that third scorer, consistent scorer to really scare anybody. So they would really count on the Greek Freak, and they would really count on Lopez just to step up. Dame is going to get his, but Dame's going to have to play just a little bit more defense. He's going to have to step up his game, really, for them to be a real threat to the Boston Celtics. New York, I don't count them. The Cavaliers, I don't count them. I mean, anything can happen on any given night. You give a 7-game series to any of the guys, and these are professionals, yes. But to the eye test, to my test, I say Boston Celtics is going to win the East, and I believe they can win it all. But when you get to the West, there's really not a team that's really separated themselves from anybody else. So let's start with Denver, who is the reigning Western Conference champ, the reigning NBA champ. I don't know what to make of them because they get rid of a couple of their role players. They're no longer on the team, and it hurt them. It hurt their bench play. So they're giving up leads, and they're not playing well from behind unless they're playing the Lakers. And they could beat the Lakers. It's like a lion and the mouse. They're just toying with their food. Denver's just that good against the Lakers. Let the Lakers lead for 3 quarters, and then okay, I'm done playing with you. And then the fourth quarter take over. But that's my Laker take. Denver can be had. I don't know about Jamal Murray. Jamal Murray, he keeps getting hurt. But if he's healthy, and that's a given, right? If everybody's healthy. So I'm just saying everybody's healthy. Jamal Murray and Jokic, man, what a fantastic duo. Combination that can be beat. First of all, Jokic can score from any platform. Layups, dunks, mid-range, and he can hit the three. He can be the point center. He can start the break. That's how bad they are. But it's not them two, because those are all-star caliber players. But Aaron Gordon. Why Aaron Gordon? Why am I even mentioning his name? He can guard 1 through 5. He is the difference. He's very athletic, but it's his defense that is the difference to the Denver Nuggets. Michael Porter Jr., man, he can score. He plays a little bit of defense, but he's just a dead eye. He's just a shooter. But it's going to be Aaron Gordon that will be the difference. Yes, Jamal Murray's got to stay healthy. Jokic is that guy, can't be stopped. I don't care if you put a big on him or a small on him. I don't care who you put on him. He can't be stopped. But it's going to be Aaron Gordon, in my humble opinion, that's going to be the difference to their team. So you got the Timberwolves in the West. They're making a little bit of noise. Matter of fact, they're on top of the Western Conference right now by record alone. You got OKC, Young Bucks. Young Bucks just can't go, raring to go, but have never done it before. And there's nobody on their team that has been there before. And so it's going to be interesting to see what they do. You got Minnesota, I just mentioned. You got OKC. The Clippers are putting it together, and then they don't. So Jekyll and Hyde for them. But I think, with all things being said, it'll be Denver and the Clippers in the Western Conference Finals, with Denver probably winning it all because it just younger, have more, to me, more threats that are consistent. And I say that even though you got Paul George over there, All-Star, you got Kawhi Leonard, All-Star, you got the Beard, All-Star, Westbrook hurt his hand, right recently, so we don't know how long he's going to be out. But they want to score, but they really can't shut you down. And then to shut you down on a 7-game series, will they be able to do it and hold up? That's the only question. But like I said earlier, any given Sunday in a 7-game series, a lot of things can happen. A twist of the ankle, a pulled hamstring, a groin pull. But I'm assuming everything being equal, everybody being healthy, Denver over the Clippers in the Western Conference Finals. Okay, where does that put my Lakers and Golden State? Dallas, their record is who they are. They're battling for just a play-in game right now. Suns, we got Bill, you got Booker, you got KD. It hasn't worked yet. And so I don't see either of those teams that I just mentioned as real threats. I don't know. I'm excited just because we're in the last 20 games of the season and everybody's ramping up. If you look at the West, it's 1 to 4 games, or it's 1 through 9 games that are separating the top 10. And a lot of moving and shaking is going to happen in the next 3 weeks, 4 weeks, because it's a rush to the finish and people are taking it serious. So I'm praying for good health because I want to see the best basketball. I want to see the best basketball. So let's see how it turns out. But we miss talking to you guys, our fans. We miss y'all joining us, sitting down with us as though we're around a fireside chat, just chopping it up. So, in a few minutes, we're going to wrap it up, just talking a little bit about us and what we're going to do in sports. 3, 2, 1. I almost forgot to mention Travis Kelsey. Um, got a brother. His name is Jason, center for the Philadelphia Eagles. Announced his retirement today. And I want you all to get a chance to look at the retirement. We're talking about a center position, and everybody's saying he's going to the Hall of Fame, first ballot probably. Uh, Center, gladiator, touches the ball on every offensive possession, is the really the quarterback when he calls out the blocking schemes. He's getting hit by another 200 to 300 pounder every play. And you see him, and I'm talking about a man's man, break down today in announcing his retirement. It is emotional. Wow. Heartfelt. So, Jason, I say congratulations. It was a moving speech, what you can say about your mother, your father, your brother, what the Eagles organization has done for you. But I thought you didn't give yourself enough credit. That fire. And you mentioned that when somebody tells you that you can't do it, you want to prove them wrong, that fire. I think you proved a lot of people wrong. But not only that, I think you proved a lot of people right. There's a lot of people that supported you and believed in you, and you showed what it takes when you are resilient, when you persevere, and when you're committed to your craft. And so I salute you, Jason, today on your retirement. I know you have a way about you. You carry yourself very well, and I think you're going to do well in your next life. And so, just I want to keep tracking you. I want to stay on top of what you're doing. Your podcast is excellent with you and your brother. I think you're a great speaker, and you do well in front of the microphone that I believe your future in TV is great. So with whatever you do, that same fire, that same resilience, that same perseverance, and that same commitment to your next stage in your life will do you well. But I want to say thank you as a fan. No, I'm not a Philadelphia Eagles fan. I'm not a fan at all, but I'm a fan of professionalism, and you were that, sir. So to you, kudos, and I salute you. We want to talk about Caitlin Clark, Iowa senior. Wow, the highest scorer in NCAA men and women's, just passing Pete Maravich. It needs to be recognized. And how will it translate? Don't know, but I want to celebrate the moment. And like Stephen Curry said about her, how she carries herself. That's what I admire most about you, Caitlin. And I'm going to be tracking you. I'm going to be following you. And I know there are many young kids, young basketball players, I think guys and girls, boys and girls, that are going to emulate you because they're seeing what you're doing. And so how you're carrying yourself, staying out of trouble, how you speak in front of the microphone, how you are eloquent in what you're saying goes a long way to your upbringing and to the person that you are. And I wish you well on your next endeavor. So NCAA's are the tournament's just around the corner. So men and women, and as you gear up, continue to do what you can for your team. And I wish you success. But we want to talk on here on Take It to the House brilliance, and that's who you are and what you've done. And you put the Hawkeyes Iowa on the map for what you're doing, because otherwise nobody would really pay attention. So thank you for shining on that stage. So us on taking it to the house. like I said earlier, we're reformatting, we're reprogramming ourselves, we're rebranding. We're going to do interviews. We want to know what you want to see, what you want to hear. So please let us know. Please hit us up, okay? Because we want to know and we want to be pleasing to you. We want to be able to talk what's relevant, what's current, what's going on, whether it's a NFL combine and somebody running a 4.3 in the 40, or somebody on the golf, Charlie Woods, for instance, who didn't make the cut when he just tried out for his first professional uh, championship or event. Uh, but I'm sure he's going to do well because the boy's got it. He's just like his daddy, and he's gonna come through. We want to know, as taking it to the house, what you want to hear. So I want y'all to stay tuned with us. We hate that we were off air for so long, but we're back, and we're going to be back. I want to say thank you for listening to me for the last 15 to 20 minutes. And to you, on behalf of our co-host, Steve Victor Herman III, and our producer, Steve Howard, we're taking to the house, and we're out.